Well, since the gears for the Affordable Care Act were set in motion, many Americans have come out criticizing everything from government subsidies to the healthcare.gov website. But perhaps no group supports the president's signature legislation more than the working women of Nevada's legal brothels. So to shed some light on why that is, earlier I was joined by Dennis Hoff, owner of legal Nevada brothel, the Bunny Ranch, along with two of his employees at the Bunny Ranch, Caressa Kisses and Taylor Lee. I started out by asking Taylor what her experience has been like trying to get health care as a sex worker.
It's impossible.
Can you elaborate a little?
It's impossible due to our profession. We aren't able to get health care. We are viewed as the same as street prostitutes.
And Caressa, for you, has it been a similar experience?
Yes, they equate us to illegal working girls who have very high STDs and AIDS rates. We have none of the above. We're legal licensed prostitutes. We're tested weekly. It's state mandatory. So there hasn't been a disease come out of this house in over 50 years. So we're quite the opposite, but yet we still get put in statistics that don't have anything to do with us and denied coverage.
And Caressa, what do you typically tell insurance companies your profession is? I mean, does it immediately disqualify you?
Immediately. And you have to be honest. It's not like you can fudge. I mean, if something did happen, they would find out. So, you know, you just have to be upfront, and I just go through the denial process one after another.
And Dennis, considering this profession is legal in the Nevada county for which you work, is it at all possible for you to provide group insurance?
It's not, because they're independent contractors. And even if I could get something for them, which we can't, somebody like Taylor, who has a pre-existing condition, wouldn't get covered. But now with Obamacare, the working girls are going to get covered, and it's a great thing for the girls.
Right. And Taylor, needless to say, health is slightly more at risk in this profession than a desk job, for example. How bothersome is it that, you know, sex workers are charged the most or even denied health care when they're the ones that perhaps need it the most?
It's really disappointing. We work really hard. If we're able to have the best car insurance, like Caressa has said before, we should definitely be able to have great health care. It's very important for our job.
And Caressa, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that they need to look at us as individuals, as legal licensed prostitutes. We see the doctor more than we see our families. Every week, every single week. It's state mandatory, or we can't even come into the house and work. So I think that they need to look at our industry singularly instead of grouping us with illegal activities that we don't have anything to do with.
But now it's a good thing, because they don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Because with Obamacare, they get coverage. Pre-existing condition, doesn't matter your employment, these girls are going to be covered. And that's a great thing for the working girls of Nevada.
Sure. And for both of you ladies, is this the first time that you would be able to get health insurance?
Yes.
This is the first time I'll be able to get health insurance, and I don't know how long.
Now, the bad side of it is, the good side is the working girls are going to get insurance at affordable cost. The bad side is, as an owner, I'm calling Obamacare, because now I have to spend about $250,000 a year extra because of my employees. Before, if you had less than 50 employees, you didn't have to worry about it. But now that they're lumping them all together, all 7 of my Nevada legal brothels are lumped into one lump sum, and now it's going to cost me $250,000 a year. So, bad for the ownership, good for the working girls.
But you don't have a problem, I'm assuming, extending that, you know, amenity to them, I'm sure.
Well, I don't have a problem with it, but I don't want to be forced to. It's something we've been working on for the last 6 or 8 months to provide good health care for our employees, and we're working on it. But I don't want somebody to tell me I have to, or pay $250,000 a year, because that's what it's going to cost.
Sure. And Caressa, talk to me about, you know, the difference in cost here. I mean, if you were to have purchased health insurance before Obamacare, how much would something like that cost you, and how much do you expect it to cost now?
Prior to this, I was in medical school. So I had a small plan that still cost me $480 a month that I had to suspend because I just couldn't afford it on a student wage. I literally was working maybe 4 days out of the month. I dedicated to my studies. So healthcare was not an affordable option. Since I told them that I took employment in the brothel, they just denied me straight out and canceled my policy.
Wow.
And I was going to up it so I would have better coverage.
Sure. And lastly, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on, something that's become quite a controversy, which is Obama's website, healthcare.gov. It's gotten a lot, a bad rap for sort of being a dysfunctional website, I should say. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think the criticism over the site is a bit overhyped or perhaps a distraction in any way?
No, not at all. It's underhyped. It's a mess. It's a disaster. And I assure you, Caressa could do a better job with that website than they have. I'm gonna take and donate the Bunny Ranch webmaster to Obama to help him out with this. And let's get this thing working so these girls can get insured.
Well, it seems he certainly does need the help. I appreciate all of you coming on and, sharing some new perspective with us. Dennis Hoff, owner of the Bunny Ranch, and two of his employees, Caressa Kisses and Taylor Lee. Thank you.